What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today I want to highlight Original Zero, not BS Zero, because we already know that BS Zero is absolutely insane. But I was sitting there going through my tier list for the KOF characters, and I realized that I had Original Zero actually at S tier. And for those of you that are familiar with my tier list, Triple S is the highest tier, Double S is the second tier, and then S tier is the third tier, right? So it's like okay. And that's where I have Original Zero. But ever since this 3PG's been introduced, 4-0 from BS Zero, this guy's become way better, and I mean a lot better. I think it's time to move him up a little bit in the rankings. But before we talk any more about that, I do want to remind all of you that today is the last day for the bingo. Make sure that you do all of these events. Make sure you get all of these rewards. It's also the last day for Kula. Even if you already have Kula, go ahead and do this so you can at least get some souls to salvage, maybe get some capsules and what have you. And it's also the last day for Iori and Wonderland, so make sure you play that, get all the rewards from that as well. So let's talk a little bit more about Zero and highlight something pretty awesome about this character. So now that 3PG's been introduced into the game from BS Zero, this version of Zero, Original Zero, actually has 30% PG rate. And with a 20% PG rate leadership, like Geese, even without a PG rate leadership, this guy builds up his PG super fast in these Immortal Dungeons. And now that he has a 3PG with a long animation, his stocks have went up, because what it's done for this character is, one, it doesn't take as long to get to his PG, so you actually go into an iframe, and he becomes invulnerable during that time period, right? So his survivability actually goes up. And now he can actually stall the timer for a long period of time, which really helps in these Immortal Dungeons. I mean, he also has some other things in his kit are actually very good, like the decreased burn damage, which is good against Immortal Vulcan, which we will talk a little bit more about. Decreased poison damage, decreased bleed damage. I mean, these are nice. It's only about 5%, but it does help, right? You got the 8% attack damage increase against red elements, and there's a lot of good things about him. Increased attack by 20% for 10 seconds, right? And then he's got increased active skill damage by 20% for 5 seconds upon landing summon Chrysalid, right? Which is pretty awesome. So he's got a lot of nice increased skill damage, and then he's got the interrupt skill on his third skill with the hyper armor, and he just builds up his PG so fast. So if you build him in the way that I have him built, and if you have his 3PG, he actually becomes extremely strong. And the way that I have this guy built is I actually put recovery stones on him. Now, I've done this for a couple reasons. I put the recovery stones on him because, one, against Immortal Vulcan, who Original Zero has the type advantage against, he's a blue type, healing will allow you to do more damage against Immortal Vulcan, okay? So you have a character that's a blue type, he's going to have a healing stone on him, and on the second team against Immortal Vulcan, as long as you're getting heals, you're actually going to be able to do more damage to the guy. So, and the heals are actually going to increase Zero's survivability on top of having that extra long animation that gives him an iframe during his super. So you're just adding on to his survivability. I mean, the stone only gives him an increased attack by 5% and HP by 5%. But it does give him a recovery HP by 7% upon landing an active skill as a critical hit. So if you did decide to slap on, like, say, a Mad Tea Party set on this guy, he does do quite a few hits, especially on his second skill where he does the little spin. There's a good chance he's going to do a critical hit, and he's going to proc this recovery. And this is only on a 15-second cooldown. And then I had the other recovery stone that actually recovers his HP by 2% every 1 second for 7 seconds upon using an awakened skill. And because he has such high PG rate, right? And with a 20% PG rate leadership, he's going to build up that PG so fast that he's going to be doing this over and over. So he's going to get a heal every time he uses awakened skill. More than likely, this is the only stone you need. And the other thing that's nice is a lot of people are going to put a PG rate stone in that diamond spot. Whereas with Zero, because he has 30% PG rate, you don't need to. Actually putting a healing stone would actually probably be better. You could actually put a double attack stone in that first slot, and then have the healing stone in the second slot, in the diamond slot, and then have whatever stone afterwards. Then the last one's just an HP attack, right? And the other thing that's nice about this character is he doesn't have dot. Now I know what you're thinking. What? Well, isn't it better to usually have dot? Yeah, it usually is. But the thing that's nice about it is, no matter what stone you give him, as long as it's a blue, and as long as it increases attack type fighter, it doesn't matter what dot it is, because he doesn't have any dot. So there's a lot more versatility in being able to apply stones. It's actually going to be a little bit easier for you to actually get a stone for this guy and slap it on him. I actually would highly recommend building Zero. I think he's absolutely amazing, especially if you have that 3PG. And you know, people really should have it. Unless you had horrendous luck in the BS banner. I mean, they did give us 10,000 free rubies to go all the way to the end. And those of you that took my advice on that banner, more than likely you were able to get this 3PG. And if you did, and really the same for Ignis, but we're just focusing on Zero today, then his stocks have went up tremendously. So, I'll just show you the card set real quick. We're just going to use a Leah set on him, guys. And, I mean, we'll show you the rest of the other builds here. I actually have a recovery stone, by the way, on Vanessa. Vanessa actually does have a type advantage. She does have shield damage, which you really want on the first team. We're just going to run the first team. And I do have a PG rate stone because she doesn't have enough PG rate in her core to really do her super that often. And then Geese, you know, same old, maxed imprint stones right here. And then he's got the 7 Knight set that increases shock damage and darkness. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you guys just how good Zero really is. All right, so there's some serious wackiness going on. It seems like my characters, like, they want to do their 3PGs at the same time. It's so goofy, but whenever you start with Geese here, man, you want to start with his first and his third skill. Let's go. That way you can hopefully reset the first and third skill from doing a second. And you always want to try to guard, like if you're trying to keep a character alive, you want to guard whenever Immortal Typhon gets ready to slam down. Now, I'm not worried about Vanessa so much because she has the type advantage, and Zero I'm not worried about because he'll just survive, guys. He will just live through this, and that's what I want to highlight. Like, I won't even play him, and he will survive. Now, Vanessa, toward the end of this fight, she will die. But a beautiful thing about the character is she does have a nice long default and a fairly long 5PG. So that really helps her survivability, but she doesn't have any immunity at all. I wish to God she did. If she did, she'd be so much better. And every time that I switch, and every time I use Geese's 3PG, and then I bring him back in, I always start with the first and third skill, and then use the second skill. I'm always trying to reset that first and third skill as much as I can, because every time you do the second skill, it resets your blast skill, which are the first and third skill for Geese. Okay, we're going to guard right now. Geese, man, he really can take a lot of damage. I mean, if that decreased damage received isn't up, if it isn't up, he will die. He is very fragile if that decreased damage received is not up. So now we can just spam our awakened skill here. Hopefully Vanessa will do her PG right after this so I can keep spamming Geese. Oh yeah, oh, she's doing her 5PG, nice. That's exactly what we want. And I'm not worried about Zero at all. Oh no. That isn't what we wanted, but that's alright. By the time Geese finishes doing this skill, more than likely Zero will be about ready to do his super. And there we go. Like clockwork. Okay, we're going to guard now. And we'll do our 3PG. That's just crazy thing about Geese and why he's so good in the Immortal Dungeons, because his super is so long. By the time you finish it, the cooldown actually starts running on that thing. Like as soon as you start doing the super, the cooldown starts running down on it. There we go. So like I'll do this super, right? I'll do this 3PG, and then it's only going to be a few seconds before we could actually do it again. It's just crazy. We're going to go ahead and start with this second skill because now we can spam. Oh, and this is perfect. And this is what you want. This is what you want. You want to be able to spam the 3PG while someone else is doing their long 3PG. I'm going to go ahead and do my super for Geese. because Vanessa didn't do her super, so we're just going to go ahead and keep it rolling. We're trying to stall that timer as much as possible. Okay, we're going to guard. We're going to guard. And look at the score right now. Oh, yeah. Now, I'm trying to be careful because earlier, when on my couple runs I ran earlier, I don't know if I accidentally was like pressing another 3PG while one character was doing their 3PG, but they'd be doing them at the same time. It was so wacky. So I'm trying to be very, very careful not to do that, because I'm wondering if that is what I was doing, but usually that's not something I'd have a problem with. So it's really wacky and weird. It might be a bug. We do know that Immortal Dungeons are notorious for bugs. Oh, I love it when she does that 5PG. And Zero should get ready to be doing his 3PG. Yep. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Now, Vanessa's about to die, man. She's about to croak. Man, I really wish that girl had some immunity on her. God almighty. But whenever you have a long, drawn-out fight like this, it really doesn't go in her favor. But really, the idea is try to apply as much chill as possible. And that we are definitely doing. By the way, even when you guard, you still can take a lot of damage. Which is kind of a bummer, right? You could also try to dodge and get behind Immortal Typhon, but I find it easier just to guard. Let's go ahead and hit that second skill. Get our decreased damage received up. Okay, okay, okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now, I don't want to use my Awakened skill. I want to just pause. Right? I don't want to use the Awakened skill, all right? My 3PG is ready. We want to use this 3PG and then spam that Awakened skill during Zero's 3PG or Vanessa when she does her default or her 3PG. Now we can just start spamming. And Vanessa just croaked. Now, a second ago when I did this, I was doing this Zero's 3PG, and then for some reason... Geese did his 3PG. Come on, 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 come on. Okay, so now we got that going on. We're gonna guard, we're gonna guard. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's guard, let's get that 500 million, man. And there we go. So now we can start spamming, boys. Look at this, look at this. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. We're going to hit it, boys. We're going to hit it, we're going to hit it. Yeah! Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking. That is the power. Like, seriously, I know it wasn't all Zero, right? I get that Nightmare Geese was big part of this. I get that. But still, 500 million, guys. 500 million, right? With that team. And it just... Original Zero, like, even if you didn't get BS0, who is amazing. I mean, if I had BS0 on this, we'd done that way faster because, one, he has a type advantage. He has a whole lot more damage than Original Zero, blah, 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 right? We all know that. But Original Zero, the fact that he doesn't have dot to stack on any of the damage that he has, the fact that he could actually stay alive on auto pretty much through the entire long, drawn-out fight that we just did is absolutely amazing. So... I really would tell you all, man, if you got that 3PG for Original Zero, you really should be working on him. And we can expect some big things tomorrow, if you know what I mean. So let me know how y'all feeling about Original Zero stocks going up on the tier list. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.